Hello everybody, this is Sala from Card Times Ahead. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll stick around. If you are returning, welcome back. So today is the 3rd of November and this video is a part of the Sugarplum Stories Nutcracker collaboration. It's hosted by Petals and Parchment together with Wild Rose Bohemian. They created a linktree, and I will link that linktree down below, where you can find more information about this whole collab and everyone who is taking part in it. So definitely head there. You can also play along to win some incredible prizes, and I will reveal my game piece later in this video. Elizabeth from Petals and Parchment has kindly also offered a freebie for me to share with all of you. I will use it in this today's project, and I will also link that down below so that you can get yours. Please make sure to check out the linktree that I mentioned before and leave some love for all of our talented crafters and hosts who are entertaining you all the way until the 20th of this month. So what I'm doing today is this beautiful folio / ephemera holder. I made this into an ephemera holder, but you can use it as a mini album or pretty much anything you would like. It can fit a lot, as you can see. It's a fun little project, and I will walk you through how I made this. So let's get started. So here are the basic supplies we are going to be using today. And let me start by saying I'm so sorry if you can hear the running water. There's like a pipe right outside my craft room window, and it's been raining cats and dogs the whole day. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. I could not get Mother Nature to cooperate with me today. So if you use letter size paper, you don't have to do anything at all. Your paper will already be 8.5 by 11, right? But if you use A4 like I do, just cut a sliver off from the longer side, which will leave you with a paper that is 11 inches long. That is about, give or take, 27.5, I think, 27.5 centimeters, something like that, but yeah, 11 inches. And if you use letter size, it's obviously the 8.5 on this side, but with A4, it's a little bit shorter, so it's, I think, about, well, a little bit less than 8.5. Not much, but just a little bit. But anyway, A4 users, get rid of these if you want to. I don't think it would really matter if you would leave this on and just follow the instructions from there on. It would be a little bit bigger, which would be fine. But if you want to follow the measurements and everything, then I definitely recommend cutting these slivers off. So I have 2 sheets of that cardstock, and then I'm going to be needing this. It's a scoreboard. Mine is really small. It would be better if it would be bigger, but this is what I have, so that's what I'm going to go with. Here's my freebie. This is the one that Elizabeth kindly made so that I can give this to you. Like I said previously, it's linked down below, so please go check that out. It has 2 pages. One of the pages has 2 pockets, and also a tag journaling card and some ephemera. I'm going to be using that. Then it's just, how would I explain this? This is just actually one page, but Elizabeth designed this for letter size paper, and I printed it on A4. So it wouldn't either show, the whole paper wouldn't show if I would just print it as is, or the other option would be to zoom out a little bit, which would leave like white borders on both sides. So instead of doing that, I just zoomed in a little bit and I printed the bottom part, and then I printed the top part of the paper, or the design. So this is what I was left with. But if you use letter size, or even if you use A4, just print to the same or whatever you want. And to mix things up a little bit, I also took some pages from Elizabeth's Nutcracker kit, which I will also link down below. It's a lovely kit. I have no reason why I chose these two papers. And once again, if you use letter size paper, it will look a little bit different, but this is what I ended up with when I printed on A4. Then I printed out some pockets from the same kit, and also some ephemera that I will be putting inside the pockets later on. But right now, what we really need is the scoreboard and the cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to take the first piece of cardstock, and I'm going to score at 2 3/4, which is right here. 2 3/4. There we go. And because my scoreboard is so tiny, I'm going to have to lift my paper a little bit so that I can get one continuous line straight to the bottom. But if you don't have a tiny scoreboard, if you have like 12 by 12, that's also nice. And by the way, if you measure in centimeters, this would be around 7 centimeters. And then the next measurement where we are going to score is at 3 1/4. So 3 1/4. Again, I'm going to lift this. You don't have to if you don't have to. And this measurement is 8.2. Could that be right? I'm having doubts now. Yeah, it is. Didn't look right, but it does. But anyway, now I have my two score lines. They are about 1/2 inch apart, which is 1.2 centimeters apart, give or take. And I'm going to turn my paper. I did not flip it. I just turned it. There we go. And again, same measurements. 2 3/4. Which is 7 centimeters, and 4 1/4, which is 8.2 centimeters. And that's the first piece done. So we have two score lines on both sides of the paper. I'm going to put that aside and take the second piece of paper, or cardstock I should say. And that we are going to score at 2 7/8. 2 7/8. There we go. And I'm going to lift it, continue to line. This is 7.3 in centimeters. And then I'm going to score it at the same 3 1/4 as I did the first paper. 3 1/4. and in centimeters that is again 8.2. I'm turning the paper, going with the second side here, and I'm going to score it at, again, 2 7/8. There we go. And then I'm going to, and yes, in centimeters this is 7.3. And then I'm going to score it at 3 1/4, which is 8.2 in centimeters. I hope I'm not confusing you with the measurements. I will hopefully remember to put them down below so that you can take a look. Then the next step, now that we are done with the scoreboard, is to fold this, and let me think about it. Yes, this is the side where I did the scores. So I'm going to flip the paper at this point, and I'm just turning. Well, now it's time to crease the scores that we just did. And they are all going towards the same side. I flipped the paper so that the paper wouldn't crack as easily. There we go. And now I just turned it as I'm already on the correct side. And there we go. Last two folds here. There we go. Now it's fine. As you can see, it forms a sort of a box like this. And I'm going to take the second paper. This is the side where I scored it. So I'm going to flip it and then start folding. And I'm going to fold these 4 score lines just like this. And once I'm done, I will be right back. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is today's game piece. Okay, so now I have both of my pieces folded like this. And what the difference between these two pieces is that the spine is a little bit wider on this one than on this one. This is 1/2 inch. This is like 3/8 of an inch, I think. I'm going to take the one that has a wider spine. It's easy for me to tell which one is which because it's a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what I was about to say, but yes, the one with the smaller spine goes inside the one with the wider spine. But I was just thinking, I think I'm going to make a top pocket here. So I'm not going to mark it. It's going to be hidden pocket, but because of that, I'm going to take my wet glue. I definitely recommend using wet glue for this project, just because it's sturdier than a glue stick would be. Of course, if you want to use like a tape runner or a glue stick or something else, go ahead, but my recommendation would definitely be using wet glue. And now, as you can see, I put the glue on 3 sides, 2 longer sides and 1 of the shorter sides. So 1 is without any glue, and I'm going to put that side on the top, or towards the top. Here we go. I'm trying my best not to overlap the score lines. We'll see how I manage to do that. But right now I'm just I'm not sure why this paper seems to be a little bit wider than the second one. I did not cut it. That's the way it was when it came from the package. Well, but yes, here is our spine or skeleton for our folio slash ephemera holder. So this is where we are right now. And the next step is to decide which papers you want to put where. We have to cover both of the flaps here and the back side if you want to. You don't have to, but I'm going to put an extra pocket in there. Then inside these flaps, outside these two flaps, inside these flaps, and this. So we are going to need quite a lot of pieces. I think I'm going to just, yes, what I'm this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start measuring and cutting. So I'm going to measure this, or actually I know it's the outer part, so it's 2 3/4 long. So I'm going to cut this paper at 2 1/2, so that it will leave 1/8 inch border everywhere around the paper. It's going to be too long, but I'm not too worried about this at this point, or about that at this point, so I'm just going to cut, yeah, I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off from this side, so it's going to be easier. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so now I've got all my pieces cut, and I did measure and count while I cut it. So I had 4 pieces that measure 2.5 inches, and 4 pieces that measure 2 inches and 5/8. And then I had 2 of them for the largest parts that measure 4 1/4. That's what I'm trying to say. And because my trimmer is also small, just like my scoreboard, there's a theme. I just guesstimated 1/4 inch. So that's how much I got off. And let's see. Here are all my pieces. I could ink these up. And do I want to do that? Yes, I think I do. Or actually, no, I'm not going to. Not this time. It's something I usually do, but this time it's something I'm just going to skip, because I want to do something different. I think it's easiest to start with the biggest pieces, and I think I want the more colorful one on the inside. So like this, but do I want to form some sort of a pocket with this? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to glue it. So, oops. from now on it's just me gluing paper down. So I think once I get this out of my hands, there we go. I'm just going to put some glue on it. There we go. Just like when I was cutting, I'm going to... Which side up? I don't know. I think this... I will have to check where the opening is. Not here, I think. Is it here? Yep, that's my pocket. There we go. So this side. There we go. I think I want it somewhat centered. Oh well. There we go. It's on its place. Fairly centered. There we go. So now the voider parts come on top of the flaps on the inside, and the shorter parts come to these. So I'm just going to speed that process up, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm done with the papers. As you can see, these don't overlap very much. I think you could use a small Velcro dot here, even as is. You could just barely fit it in that overlapping area there, but I think I'm going to make some sort of like a topper that I can use for that purpose. And you could also use magnetic closer if you want to. You could wrap some twine around this or just leave it as is. I will also, off camera, cut and glue on the pockets in here. So once I'm done with that, I will be right back. So here is the finished project. I did add a cluster here. Just a few of the elements that I got. These are all from the kit. And I used one of the journaling cards as a background. They are all laid on top of black cardstock, just the same as the one I made this whole thing with. On the backside I put just one of the bigger pockets, and there's some ephemera inside the envelope in there. I used Velcro closer, and here I have just a small tuck spot. I didn't decorate it much from the inside. I basically used the decorations as pockets and tuck spots, just like here. I didn't put anything in here because it would show on the cover. Here is another tuck spot, a belly band with another envelope. I put some journaling cards in here. Then this is like a small pocket, as you can see. There we go. Yet another tuck spot. So I just glued two of the sides to form that. This lady and this lady, these are both from the freebie that Elizabeth gave to me. Make sure to crop that under this video. And tuck spot, double tuck spot, yet another tuck spot. And I also included some of the pockets here that I didn't use. I had to cut some of these pockets down a little bit so that they would fit here, but that's perfectly normal. Something you can do. But yeah, this is our project. I hope it was helpful and inspiring to you. I would definitely appreciate a subscribe, a like, or a comment if you enjoyed this video. And please go do the same for everyone taking part in this collab. They are amazing. They totally deserve it. Anyway, thanks for crafting with me today, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye for now.